Broadcasting live from the Riddicks v. OBS Studio Broadcast Center at Centennial Sportsplex. This is GNASH Hockey on the Middle Tennessee Sports Network, and we hope that you got through the nasty winter weather without any power outages or pipes bursting or tree branches falling in your yard, and that you are ready for a very busy ending to the GNASH season. Welcome to the final day of the 2025-2026 GNASH regular season. And then we start playoffs tomorrow night. So we're going straight from the end of the regular season to the playoffs. No days off. Got a big doubleheader for you. The two games that are going to decide who gets the last two Preds Cup spots. JP2 versus Ensworth first. If Ensworth win, they're in. And then our nightcap down in Bellevue, Franklin taking on Station Camp. If Station Camp can win, they're in. All right, so let's go over the scores from the last week of play, just a couple of weeks ago. Wednesday, January 21st, Nolensville beat JPII-MLK-GCS 9-5. Ravenwood defeated Station Camp Liberty Creek Nashville Christian 5-1 to win the GNASH Cup. Montgomery Bell defeated Mount Juliet Wilson Central Lebanon 12-1. And on January 23rd, Hendersonville beats Lawson, defeated Father Ryan 5-1. They did not clinch the 2 seed for the Preds Cup. I jumped the gun on that big time. The Preds Cup 2 seed is still at stake tonight. So here are the standings coming into the final night of the 2025-2026 GNASH regular season. Ravenwood winning the GNASH Cup, finishing with a record of 11-3-1. They'll kick off the Preds Cup on Wednesday night. Hendersonville beats Lawson, currently sitting in second at 10-3-2. Then we've got Montgomery Bell, Franklin, and Page Summit all at 9-3-2. Nolensville at 8-4-3. Father Ryan 9-6-0. Ensworth-Lipscomb-CPA 8-5-1. Station Camp Liberty Creek Nashville Christian 8-6-0. Independence Centennial 5-7-2. The Tennessee Outlaws and JPII-MLK-GCS both 4-8-2. Mount Juliet Wilson Central Lebanon 4-11-0. They're done with the regular season. Clarksville Kings, they finished with a regular season last month. They finished 3-12-0. Brentwood BAUSN 2-10-2. And the Rutherford Rampage are both 1-12-1. Rutherford Rampage are 1-12-1. Okay, so everybody from Independence on down have locked up a Hind Cup spot. Over the weekend, actually last week, I looked, researched, and Independence Centennial have clinched the 2 seed for the Hind Cup. They will be the 2 seed no matter what happens tonight. Mount Juliet Wilson Central Lebanon, they locked down the 5 seed, and the Rutherford Rampage locked down the 8 seed a few weeks ago. And Ravenwood, of course, will be the one for the Preds Cup. Ravenwood, Hendersonville, MBA, Franklin, Page, and Nolensville have all clinched Preds Cup berths. So it's down to just Father Ryan, who have already finished the regular season, Ensworth, and Station Camp for the last 2 Predators Cup spots. So here is the schedule for tonight. Coming up in just a few moments here on Rink B at Centennial, JPII-MLK-GCS taking on Ensworth-Lipscomb-CPA. It is senior night for Ensworth. 6:30 here on Rink B at Centennial, Brentwood BAUSN taking on the Rutherford Rampage. That game will decide seeds 6 and 7 for the Hind Cup. 6:30, also at 6:30 on the Terry Chris Brink in Bellevue, Independent Centennial taking on MBA. Senior night for the Big Red. 8:15 here on Rink B at Centennial. Page Summit taking on the Outlaws. Senior night for the Outlaws. And also at 8:15 on the Terry Chris Brink in Bellevue. Franklin taking on Station Camp Liberty Creek Nashville Christian. It is senior night for the Bison. So here are all the scenarios. First of all, let's just get that Brentwood Rampage out of the game out of the way because it's the easiest one. If Brentwood win or tie, they will take the 6 seed for the Hind Cup. If they win, they will match Mount Juliet's point total of 8, but Mount Juliet have won 4 games. Brentwood, if they win, would finish the regular season with 3, so Mount Juliet would still be the 5 seed ahead of Brentwood on who won more games. If the Rampage win, then Brentwood would be the 7. They and Clarksville would each finish with 6 points, but Brentwood would have 3 points. I'm sorry, Clarksville won 3 games. Brentwood, they only have 2 wins right now, and of course, if they lose to the Rampage, they'd finish with 2. So most wins is how Clarksville would end up with a 6 seed there. If Ensworth win this game, like I said, they will clinch a Preds Cup berth, and they will be the 6 seed. They will take the 6 seed for the Preds Cup. Nolensville will be the 7. And then JP2 would take the 4 seed for the Hein Cup, and that would give the Outlaws the 3. Here are all the other scenarios. Yeah. Sorry, just a quick chat with Rob Copeland, Will Copeland's dad. Okay, so here are these scenarios to determine who gets the last 2 Preds Cup berths. Okay, if Ensworth and Franklin both win, then the last 2 Preds Cup berths go to Ensworth and Father Ryan. If Ensworth and Station Camp both win, the last 2 Preds Cup berths go to Ensworth and Station Camp. In that scenario, Station Camp and Father Ryan both finished the regular season 9-6-0, but Station Camp would be placed ahead of Father Ryan on the head-to-head because they beat them last month. If Ensworth lose and Franklin win, then Father Ryan and Ensworth would get the last 2 Preds Cup berths, and here's how the seeds would shake out there. Nolensville would be the 6, Father Ryan would be the 7, Ensworth would be the 8. And that would be outright on points. Ensworth would finish the regular season with 17 points in that scenario. If Ensworth lose and Station Camp win, then the last 2 Preds Cup berths would go to Station Camp and Father Ryan, and Ensworth would be out. They would be the Hein Cup 1 seed. If Ensworth tie and Franklin win, then Father Ryan and Ensworth get the last 2 Preds Cup berths, and Station Camp are the first team out. If Ensworth tie and Station Camp win, then Station Camp and Father Ryan get the last 2 Preds Cup berths. And in that case, it would go to who won more games. All 3 teams would finish on 18 points, but Station Camp and Father Ryan would both have 9 wins to just 8 for Ensworth. So that's how that would shake out. And then if both games ended in ties, Father Ryan and Ensworth would get the last 2 Predators Cup berths. Now, the scenarios to finalize the top 5 seeds for the Predators Cup. Because, well, Raven would have already clinched the 1. This is seeds 2 through 5. Hendersonville, of course, have finished the regular season. They finished it 10 days ago. If MBA, Page, and Franklin all win their games, this is how it would shake out. Hendersonville, MBA, Page, and Franklin, all 4 teams would finish 10-3-2. So you can't use the first tiebreaker. Then you would go to head-to-head, and you would treat it like a little set of standings. Hendersonville beat two out of those three teams. They beat MBA and Franklin, so they would rank first. Then you would have to go to head-to-head again to separate MBA and Page, because MBA and Page are both 1-1-1 in these games. MBA beat Page, lost to Hendersonville, tied with Franklin. Page beat Hendersonville, lost to MBA, tied with Franklin. Because MBA beat Page, MBA would be ranked second, Page third, and then Franklin would be ranked fourth with only 2 ties. If Franklin lose or tie while MBA and Page win, then it would go down to goal difference. Of course, we have the weird little caveat of if a team wins a game by more than 6 goals, you only count the goals scored that take it up to a margin of 6. So if a team wins 8-2, if a team wins 10-2, you only count 8 of their goals that they scored. Likewise, if you lost the game 10-2, you only count the 8 goals that team allowed. So MBA have a better goal difference on that than Page and Hendersonville. So MBA would be ranked ahead of Page and then Hendersonville. If MBA lost or tied while Page and Franklin won, then it would go down to head-to-head again between Page, Hendersonville, and Franklin. Page beat Hendersonville, tied with Franklin, so they'd be ranked first. Hendersonville beat Franklin, lost to Page, so they would be ranked second. Franklin would be ranked third, lost to Hendersonville, tied with Page. If Page lose or tie while MBA and Franklin win, Hendersonville would be ranked on head-to-head, ranked first on head-to-head. They beat both MBA and Franklin. But MBA and Franklin tied in their game. So again, it would come down to goal difference. Now, MBA is coming into tonight after all the calculations is plus 34. Franklin's is plus 30. If MBA lose, Franklin would have to beat Station Camp by 5 goals in order to jump over MBA and take the 3 seed. Likewise, if MBA only beats Indy Centennial by 1 goal, Franklin would have to beat Station Camp by 6 to take the 3. So Franklin can still take the 3 seed, but they're going to need MBA to basically not score against Indy. And there's no way in hell it's going to happen because MBA have beaten the living hell out of all. MBA have faced 6 of the 7 teams that have qualified for the qualified for the Hein Cup. They have beaten the living hell out of all of them. They are not going to have trouble with the Centennial team or Indy Centennial team. And also, I wonder if Clive Neal will get a go in net. Since Indy have already locked up the Hein Cup 2 seed, I wonder if Clive Neal will get a go in net before they turn to David Busby for the Hein Cup. Let's just go down to if all games end in ties, then Hendersonville would be the 2 seed outright, and then it would be MBA, Franklin, and Page. They all tied each other. MBA tied with Page, Franklin tied with Page, MBA tied with Franklin. It would go down to goal difference again. So, yeah. That's how. Okay, scenarios for finalizing it basically seeds 2 through 4 in the Hein Cup. Again, Mount Juliet have already locked down the 5. Indy have locked down the 2. If Indy lose but JP2 and the Outlaws win, then all 3 teams would finish with a record of 5-8-2. It would go to head-to-head. Indy beat the Outlaws, tied with JP2. Outlaws beat JP2. And then JP2 tied with Indy. So Indy first, Outlaws second, JP2 third on head-to-head in that scenario. Indy and JP2 lose, but the Outlaws win. Indy and the Outlaws both finish 5-8-2, but Indy beat the Outlaws, so Indy get the 2 seed on head-to-head. Indy and Outlaws lose, but JP2 win. Now, it would come down to goal difference again, but after the calculations, the 6-goal margin calculations, MBA's current goal differential is -2. JP2's, even after calculations, is minus 27. Indy's is insurmountable by GNASH rule. So Indy would still end up with a 2. If Indy win, but the Outlaws and JP2 and Outlaws lose, then the Outlaws would get the 3 seed on head-to-head with JP2. But I don't see JP2 winning this game. I just don't, because, well, they beat Station Camp 2-1 last month, and ever since then they've been blown out 3 consecutive times by Outlaws, Franklin, and Indy. Nolensville. Senior night ceremony ongoing for Ensworth. Once all that is done, they'll start the warm-up. And it appears to be done. So they're warming up. Okay, let's talk about the 2 teams playing the first game of our big doubleheader. First up, JPII-MLK-GCS, coached by Justin Clark. Most recent game, lost 9-5 to Nolensville on January 21st. Here are their stats coming into tonight. Ian Sullivan, the only senior, the leading scorer. He's got 15 points from 2 goals and 13 assists. Reese Davidson, 14 points from 7 goals and 7 assists. Oscar Ford, 14 points from 8 goals and 6 assists. Joe Hiller with 13 points from 3 goals and 10 assists. David Bavis, 12 points from 2 goals and 10 assists. Jagger Dwyer, 9 points from 4 goals and 5 assists. Michael McEver, 8 points from 3 goals and 5 assists. Hugo Ford, 7 points from 4 goals and 3 assists. Carter Bahoric, 5 points from 3 goals and 2 assists. Points from Larry Powell with 2 points from goals. Will Emerson, 2 points from assist. Dylan Anderson, a point from a goal, and Ben Parrish and Winston Walker each have a point from an assist. Moving on down to goalie play, Collier Owen has played in 13 games. 12 of those were starts. His record 4-7-2. Goals against average 4.601 shutout. He's allowed 57 goals on 280 shots, turned away the other 243. Turned away the other 223. His save percentage in the regular season so far is .796. Ethan Hickerson has played in 4 games. 2 of those were 1-0. He's played 66 minutes. Goals against average of 8.27. No shutouts. He's allowed 13 goals on 40 shots. Turned away the other 27. His save percentage in the regular season so far is .675. Let's move on to Ensworth, coached by Tim McAllister. Most recent game, lost 2-1 to Nolensville on January 12th. So let's tonight. Clayton Roach, the leading scorer, facing his old teammates. CPA and were partnered with JP2 and MLK for a few years. He's got 20 points from 8 goals and 12 assists. Trex Huber, 16 points from 9 goals and 7 assists. Hudson Honeybone, 14 points from 7 goals and 7 assists. Logan Green, 8 points from 6 goals and 2 assists. Cam Fowler, 6 points from 2 goals and 4 assists. Austin Regal, 6 points from a goal and 5 assists. Logan Lackoff, 5 points from 3 goals and 2 assists. Henry Acer, 5 points from 4 goals and an assist. Lucas Tarquin, 5 points from 2 goals and 3 assists. Saxon Clements, also facing his former teammates, 4 points all from goals. Jack Stooner, 4 points from 2 goals and 2 assists. Talon Gill, 4 points from a goal and 3 assists. Sully Henson, 4 points from 3 goals and an assist. Sam Melnikoff, 3 points from 2 goals and an assist. Tushke owns different horses. And William Towery each have 3 points from assist. Again, I'm pretty sure William Towery scored a goal. Asher Warren with 3 points from 2 goals and an assist. Will Copeland and Clayton Forbes each with 2 points from a goal and an assist. Ruben Allen has played in 13 games. All of them were starts. He's the only goalie in the roster. His record's 7-5-1. He's played 539 minutes. Goals against average of 2.73. No shutouts. 3 shutouts. He's allowed 35 goals on 279 shots. Turned away the other 244. His save percentage in the regular season so far is .875. Matty Cox played in goal in the very first game of the season against Mount Juliet back on September 24th. She picked up the win. Ensworth won that game 8-4. Ready to go with the start of this one. Ruben Allen getting the senior night start for Ensworth. I'm not sure who's in goal for JP2. I'm not sure if it's Collier Owen or Ethan Hickerson. They're already in net. For this first period, JP2 will carry the puck towards me. Ensworth will carry it away from me. Ensworth, I'm standing behind and to the right of the net that Ensworth will defend for this for this first period. Oh, there's a shot! Missed the net to the right of Allen. Hudson Honeybone passed the puck across in his own zone. Joe Hiller intercepted into the slot and fired it past the net to the right. And now another shot in the slot has to be turned away by Allen with his right leg pad. And the puck cleared out of the zone. Wow, a big scare early for Ensworth. I was about to say I'm standing behind and to the right of the net that Ensworth will defend for this first period. The benches side, which is to my right, is the near side. Bleacher side to my left is the far side. But I suddenly had to stop because Joe Hiller was all of a sudden closing into the Ensworth goal with nobody in front of him but Ruben Allen. Puck now deep in the JP2 zone. Hudson Honeybone left point with a shot turned away by the JP2 goalie. Again, I'm not sure who that is. I'm going to have to look at the game sheet probably. And the rebound comes all the way down ice into the Ensworth zone. Ruben Allen taps it ahead. It's picked up and fired past the net from the blue line by Reese Davidson. Fired past the net to the left of Allen as Ensworth iced the puck. And we have our first whistle after 73 seconds of play. But yeah, I was doing that spiel, and all of a sudden Hudson Honeybone tried to pass the puck across, and Joe Hiller was right there to steal it. Luckily for Ensworth, he missed the net. Draw will be to the left of Allen. Won by Ensworth and cleared out of the zone. Sent back in from center by JP2. Immediately cleared back out by Ensworth. Puck on the near side at center. Now it's sent back into the Ensworth zone. And taken by JP2. Reese Davidson trying to pass the slot. Intercepted in front by William Towery, who passes ahead to Cam Fowler, who clears it out, and Towery got taken down, and there's going to be a penalty, a tripping call against JP2. Towery got taken down as he was trying to clear the puck out, and it is against Carter Bahoric. So Ensworth getting the first power play of the game. No goals on the board just yet. 12:02 to go in the first. It is Collier Owen in goal for JP2 according to the game sheet. So Ethan Hickerson not getting one more start before they surely turn to Owen for the Hein Cup. I don't think they're going to repeat a scenario like what happened to him in the Preds Cup last year when they got knocked into the losers bracket, and then for that elimination game against the Outlaws, they turned to Matthew Simmons instead of Jacob Benoit and ended up losing. They were the 5 seed in the Preds Cup, got knocked out by the 8-seeded Outlaws. Draw is going to be to the left of Owen, and they dropped the puck. They didn't like the way the takers were lined up. And now one of the referees is over at the Ensworth bench. And now the faceoff is coming all the way down into the Ensworth zone. They're going to drop it to the right of Allen. Oh, wow, there's a bench penalty, a bench minor. Okay. Will Copeland going into the box, so it's 4-on-4 for a minute 59 because the second came off the clock on that false draw. Wow, so Ensworth lose a power play as soon as they get it. They win the draw and send it up ice. Now taken back by JP2. Joe Hiller gets it into the Ensworth zone, picked up by Trex Hooper on the near side. Now here's Hudson Honeybone through center. Back into the JP2 zone on the left wing side. Puck got knocked off his stick. Now back the other way. Come JP2, David Bavis into the Ensworth zone. Got to the top of the left circle before the back checking Trex Hooper took the puck off him. Puck cleared out to center. Now turned back over to Hooper, and then it's taken back by JP2. And it's taken back by Ensworth. Passed across the ice to the far side by Saxon Clements. Cam Fowler backs up into his own zone. Passes it out to center, but it's taken by JP2. Brought back into the Ensworth zone by Ian Sullivan, who lost the puck on the left wing side. William Tarry sending around to the far side. Under a minute left on both penalties. Puck put out in front by Sullivan. It went off the stick of Fowler and past the net to the right of Allen. He was standing right in the crease. And here's a shot from the top of the left circle that's blockered away by Allen. That shot coming from Jagger Dwyer. Now the puck cleared out by Ensworth. Under 30 seconds left in both penalties. Puck deep in the JP2 zone. And there's a one-timer from the top of the right circle that is over the net. Shot came from Logan Lackoff. Now JP2 clearing the puck out of their zone again. Penalty against JP2 is up. They had a power play for 1 second, and now penalty against Ensworth is up, and they're back at even strength. So a weird sequence there. And now here is Reese Davidson falling down, going down the left wing side of the Ensworth zone. He wanted to shoot, still wanted to shoot. He was trying to maneuver the puck but couldn't. And now it is trickling back into the JP2 zone on the near side. And then taken back by the Knights. Cleared. Hudson Honeybone just inside his own zone, brings it out to center. Makes his way into the JP2 zone on the left wing side. Goes to the left wing corner, falls over. Puck comes to the blue line, and a one-timer shot was blocked. Shot came from Clayton Forbes. Now the puck back in the Ensworth zone on the far boards. Picked up by Honeybone. Passed ahead, Trex Hooper, left wing side of the JP2 zone. Hooper tried to get to the front of the net and couldn't. Lost the puck right as he got there. Puck on the far boards. JP2 will clear it out. Passed out to center. Brought back into the Ensworth zone by Ben Parrish, who couldn't keep his stick on it. Now it's going to be brought back into the right wing side by Hiller. Joe Hiller. To the front of the net, a shot. Was that stopped, or did the puck get away from him as he was trying to go to his forehand? I couldn't tell. Puck carried to center by Saxon Clements. Clements back in the JP2 zone. Knocked off his stick on the back check by Ian Sullivan, who then clears it out on the far side. Logan Lackoff passing it up the near side. Went off a JP2 stick. And brought out of the JP2 zone by Winston Walker, who left it behind at the top of the left circle in the Ensworth zone. Talon Gill passing the puck up the far wall. Gill has it stolen at center. Brought back into the Ensworth zone, and Reese Davidson trying to pass it to Carter Behort, going down the slot that was broken up by Logan Lackoff. Puck coming around to the near side boards. Cam Fowler passing it ahead, hit the skates of Sully Henson. Now Fowler with it again on the near side. Whiffs on a pass attempt. And on the second try, he clears it out of the zone. But JP2 bring it right back in. Reese Davidson fires it hard off the left wing corner boards. Now it's to the far side and cleared out by Talon Gill. It's in the JP2 zone deep. Puck in front of the net. And I don't know who that was, but went off his stick and across the front of the net. He couldn't keep it on. Now here comes JP2. Puck sent down the near side. Dribbling, and it's going to come to just about, or almost came to a stop just before the goal line, so no icing, picked up by Hudson Honeybone as he beat Reese Davidson to it. Now Honeybone back into the JP2 zone, tried to put it in front, went off of Collier Owen. Now here's Joe Hiller bringing it back into the Ensworth zone, a shot from the high slot, turned away by Allen. Asher Warren giving the puck to Austin Regal, who sends it back into the JP2 zone. Now here's Logan Green getting it back to Regal, who sends it on goal from just behind the blue line. Softly turned away by Collier Owen. And Ensworth turned the puck over to JP2. Brought back into the Ensworth zone by David Bavis. Now the puck sliding through center, back into the JP2 zone, picked up by Ian Sullivan. Again, the only senior on this JP2 team. Oh, but he has it stolen away. We had it stolen away for a moment as he came off the, as he came to the Ensworth blue line by Tushke Owns Different Horses. But he was able to get the puck back, bring it into the Ensworth zone, and now it's cleared out by the Ice Tigers. Hugo Ford at center. Brings it back into the Ensworth zone, left wing side. Shot blocked by the skates at the back, checking Logan Lakoff. Around the back of the net with it, Carter Bohoric banks it off the far glass to the right point. Ian Sullivan sends it down the wall to the right wing corner. Reese Davidson passing out to the blue line, trying to put it in front. Oh, and it just went over the blue line, and Hugo Ford brought it back in offside. And that brings us, that's the first whistle since play was stopped for the penalties. We just played a 7-minute, 5-second stretch without a whistle. 4:56 to go in the first, no goals on the board. Draws on the dot in front of the Ensworth bench. And it ends up in the Ensworth zone. And we're going to have another penalty. A cross-checking call as Larry Powell went down behind the Ensworth net trying to maneuver the puck around. And is it a penalty against Ensworth? Or is it against, I think it's against Ensworth. Yeah, it's against Hudson Honeybone. So JP2 getting their first full power play of the game. They had a 1-second power play earlier on in this period because Ensworth got a power play. They dropped the puck, 1 second ticked off, and then the Ensworth bench got a penalty. No goals on the board just yet. Draw was to the left of Allen. Puck cleared out on the far side by Trex Hooper. Oh, it was a delay of game called against Ensworth earlier. Okay. JP2 with a puck in the Ensworth zone. There's a shot in the bottom of the right circle. Stopped and covered up by Allen at his left-hand post. That shot coming from Michael McEver. 82 seconds left in the power play. 4:04 to go in the first. No goals on the board. If JP2 win this game, they will take the 3 seed. No. If JP2 win this game, they won't take the 3 seed just yet. They need the Outlaws to lose or tie. Draws to the left of Allen. Ensworth trying to get it out of the zone. Held in by JP2 at the blue line. Shot in the high slot off the left leg pad of Allen. That was from Joe Hiller. Here's Michael McEver past the slot. There's a shot off the toe of the left leg pad of Allen. That was from Ian Sullivan. Puck at the right point. A shot stopped by Allen. Rebound cleared away from the front of the net. Cam Fowler will clear. Clear it out of the zone altogether. Under a minute left in the power play for JP2. And the puck is iced by Lucas Tarquin. And now the puck turned over to Ensworth inside their zone. Puck turned over to Ensworth inside the JP2 zone, and Austin Regal Closed in on goal and got off a shot that went off the left leg pad of Collier Owen. And now Regal sending the puck back the other way from his own blue line. Under 30 seconds left in the power play for JP2. Here come the Knights. Through center, back into the Ensworth zone. Austin Regal taking the puck away from Michael McEver. Tried to clear, hit the skates of Carter Bohoric on that far side. Puck comes back up to the right point, held in. Penalty time against Ensworth is up. They're back at even strength. There was a shot from Hugo Ford that I think went off the right leg pad of Allen or may have been blocked in front as it went past the net to his right. Puck is back out at center. Here's Hugo Ford. Banking it off the near boards. Will Copeland sending it deep in the JP2 zone. And Copeland gets drilled behind the JP2 net as the puck comes to the far side and will be brought out by the Knights. Carter Bohoric brings it back into the Ensworth zone, sends it to the end boards. It's on the near side. Jack Stooner battling with Hugo Ford, 7-on-7. Dooner gets a hold of it, passes it off to Copeland, who steps out to center. And then he banks it off the far boards and is taken back by Bohoric, and his shot from inside the right circle blockered away by Allen. Another turnover for Ensworth leads to another scare. Here's Hudson Honeybone back into the JP2 zone on the right wing side. A shot, score! Honeybone gets to the right circle and fires it into the back of the net. And Ensworth get on the board on just their third shot on goal. It's 1-0 with 91 seconds to go in the first. Ensworth scoring against the run of play. So a turnover leads to a JP2 chance, and then Ensworth, Ruben Allen makes a save, and then Ensworth take it right down the ice. Hudson Honeybone scores. I know that Tim McAllister on the bench are relieved because, man, it looked for a moment like JP2, especially in that power play, we're going to strike first. Puck on the near boards of the JP2 zone. Sent on goal and turned away by Collier Owen. Final minute of the first. Talon Gill with a shot from the sorry, is that Gill or Trex Hooper? I think it may have been Trex Hooper. Shot from the slot, missed the net to the right of Owen. Puck ends up back in the Ensworth zone. Logan Lakoff passing across to the far side. William Towery sending it up the far side. Went off a JP2 stick on its way up, so no icing. .30 seconds left in the period. And JP2 end up clearing the puck down ice, and icing waved off. I guess because they felt that William Towery didn't make an effort to try and touch it as it went to the Ensworth blue line. Here's Cam Fowler, left wing side of the JP2 zone, a shot blocked. Puck out at center, and time is going to run out on the first. Hudson Honeybone with a late goal, a senior night goal for Hudson. He was one of the many seniors honored by Ensworth during pregame. And Ensworth-Lipscomb-CPA lead JPII-MLK-GCS 1-0 at the end of one. I'll be back in a few seconds with the start of the second, but if you are listening on the YouTube podcast, we're going to go ahead and take you to the start of the second period. Ready to start the second period of this one. Collier Owen still in goal for JP2. Ruben Allen in goal for Ensworth for the second period. Ensworth will carry the puck towards me. JP2 will carry it away from me. Try to start the second, one by Ensworth. Dumped into the JP2 zone. And what? We're going to get a penalty, a hooking call against Ensworth. Just 17 seconds in to the second. And it's going to be against Sully Henson. So JP2 getting their third power play of the game, second full. 13:43 to go in the second. They trail 1-0. Draw is going to be to the right of Allen. And Hudson Honeybone leaving the ice. Hudson Honeybone with the only goal of the game so far, leaving the ice, going back to the dressing room. Draw one by JP2. Joe Hiller at the left point. Passing across to the right point. Michael McEver shot through traffic. Missed the net to Allen's right. Hiller at the blue line. Taking a shot. It's blocked. And it goes out to center. Hiller in a foot race. And he pulled on Lucas Tarquin. Tarquin made the block. And then he and Hiller were in a foot race to center. And Hiller hooked Tarquin, and he's going to go to the box for it. So there goes the power play for JP2. So it'll be a minute 40 of 4-on-4. 13:24 to go in the second. Ensworth up 1-0. So we've had two early penalties here in this second. Draw is to Owen's left. Ooh, and a big hit off that draw. Ian Sullivan pasted into the inboards by Saxon Clements. Of course, those two were teammates when CPA were partnering with JP2 and MLK last season. Here's Joe Hiller in the Ensworth zone, passing it down to the right wing corner. And then banked hard off the near boards, and Hiller was never going to get to it. It comes all the way back down to the JP2 net where Owen plays it and hands it off to Hiller. Correction, Hugo Ford. He hands it off to Reese Davidson. Davidson stepping to center. Back into the Ensworth zone on the right wing side. Puck coming around to the left point. And a pass across intercepted by Ensworth. Then that player fell over, and it's brought right back in by Hugo Ford on the left wing side. Pass across Michael McEver, shot from the right circle over the net. Minute left on the penalty against JP2. Well under a minute left in the 4-on-4. And there's a shot from the left circle from Trex Hooper that misses the net to the left of Owen. Under 30 seconds left in the 4-on-4 now. Michael McEver back into the Ensworth zone on the left wing side. Wanted to go to the front of the net, could not. 30 seconds left on the penalty against JP2. There's a shot from the left circle, and Jagger Dwyer turned away by Allen. Penalty time against Ensworth is up. They're now on the power play for as Jack Stooner brings the puck back into the JP2 zone. Shot, score! Dooner from the right face-off dot fires it into the top corner on the right-hand side of the net to convert the power play and put Ensworth up 2-0 with 11:34 to go in the second. So Jack Stooner makes it 2-0 for the Ice Tigers. Hudson Honeybone walked back around the rink, back to the Ensworth bench, and now he's walking back around the other direction, back towards the dressing room. JP2 win the draw. Michael McEver brings it into the Ensworth zone on the right wing side. Now here's Joe Hiller trying to put it in front from the left wing corner. Went off an Ensworth stick up in the air. And JP2 kept the puck in the zone, but somebody committed a hand pass, so that's why we got the whistle there. Draw is at center on the dot in front of the bleachers across from the JP2 bench. Ensworth win it and send it down the far wall, picked up by Michael McEver. Cross-ice diagonal pass to the far side. Puck ends up in the Ensworth zone. Cleared out by the Ice Tigers. Now it's back in the Ensworth end. Carter Bohoric puts it out in front. Jagger Dwyer scores. Puck was put out in front. I don't know if it was Bohoric or Joe Hiller, but Jagger Dwyer standing in the right-hand side of the net to knock it in and put JP2 up on the board, and it is 2-1 Ensworth with 10:34 to go in the second. So a minute after Ensworth go up 2-0. JP2 get on the board to get within one. Draw one by Ensworth. Taken by JP2, put in front by David Bavis for Winston Walker, and he shot it past the net to Allen's right. Now here's Hugo Ford at the left point. He takes a shot that's over the net. Puck sent around to the far side. Hugo Ford holds it into the left wing, starts carrying it down. Takes a bump from Logan Lackoff. Puck ends up in the left wing corner. And Ensworth tried to clear it out. It was held into the blue line by David Bavis. Put in front. I'm not sure who that was who couldn't get a stick on it. Now here's Logan Green back in the JP2 zone on the left wing. Got pushed off the puck by Hugo Ford. And now Reese Davidson going back the other way. Davidson back into the Ensworth zone on the left wing side. Drops it back for Bavis in the slot of shot. I think Allen just got a piece of it as it went past the net to his right. Puck out at center. Joe Hiller brought it back into the Ensworth zone for a moment and it taken off his stick. Puck out at center again. Brought back into the JP2 zone. Jack Stooner pushed away from trying to catch a pass by Ian Sullivan. Carter Bohoric brings the puck back into the Ensworth zone on the right wing side. Puts it out in front of shot. Stopped point blank by Allen. Or was it blocked? I'm not sure who got off that one-timer. Now at the other end of the ice, a shot from the high slot turned away by Owen. From Sam Melnikoff. Now the puck at center again, taken back by Ensworth. Brought back into the JP2 zone, loose in the right point, and they're going to call offside against Ensworth. So I think it may have been Saxon Clements may have stepped over the blue line before the puck crossed over. 8:08 to go in the second, still 2-1 Ensworth. Draw on the dot in front of the bleachers across from the Ensworth bench at center. One by Ensworth, sent into the JP2 zone, immediately cleared out. Puck in the Ensworth zone. Send up the near side boards to center. Tricks Hooper, passing up to the left point. Shot from Talon Gill, would have missed the net, hit the stick of Saxon Clements. Now here's Hooper, bottom of the right circle, pass across, and went off the stick, I think, of Michael McEvery, who was trying to go across to Clements, who was standing on the right-hand side of the net. Puck back at center, now brought back into the JP2 zone. Hooper with a shot, takes a deflection, stopped and covered up by Owen. Sully Henson standing right in front of the net, redirected that puck right into Owen, who was down and ready for it. 7:13 to go in the second, still 2-1 Ensworth. As the Ice Tigers feel like maybe starting to pick up a little steam here. I think it may have been Joe Hiller with that centering pass on the Dwyer goal. Draw to the right of Owen. One by the Ice Tigers, and a shot from Cam Fowler missed the net to the left of Owen. Puck coming around to the near side boards. Lucas Tarquin, now Fowler, bottom left circle, shot, stop, rebound, score! Tarquin. I think Fowler's initial shot may have been blocked, but the rebound came right to Tarquin, standing at the bottom of the left circle, and he fires it into the roof of the net to make it 3-1 Ensworth with 6:56 to go in the second. Ensworth win the draw, dump it into the JP2 zone for an icing just behind the red line. Draw is going to be to Allen's right. Puck pinned up against the boards. Comes out to the far side, and Ensworth have it at center. Cam Fowler goes to the end boards of the JP2 zone, gets pushed in by Ian Sullivan. Hugo Ford firing it around up the near side, trying to get it out. But taking a shot that missed the net to the right of Owen was Clayton Forbes as the puck came his way. Now another shot from the blue line goes over the net. Now it's carried out to center by Sullivan, flipped ahead. And Carter Bohoric touched the puck, went into the Ensworth zone ahead of the puck and touched it up for the offside. 6:06 to go in the second, 3-1 Ensworth. Draw's going to be on the dot in front of the Ensworth bench. Oh, and one by JP2, and then Logan Green drills Winston Walker on the far side, and he's going to go to the box for it as Walker cleared the puck out of the zone. I was calling Will Emerson Winston Walker earlier. I apologize for that. Roughing's going to be the call against Green. So JP2 back to the power play, down 3-1 with 5:51 to go in the second. Draw's going to be to Ruben Allen's right. Not sure what the holdup is. Guess they don't like the way the takers are drawing. They dropped the puck and then they blew the whistle, and now they're doing another face-off. Now they drop it this time, and Ensworth have it. Puck on the inboards. Passed out to the blue line, Joe Hiller. Passing back to the right point. Backhanded to the inboards. Battle for the puck. Comes to the front of the net, and it is smothered by Allen. 88 seconds left in the power play. 5:20 to go in the second. Still 3-1 Ensworth. Draw is going to be to Allen's right. Won by JP2. Joe Hiller left point. Passing across to the right point, Michael McEver. Sends it down. And taken by Ensworth. Brought to center. Trex Hooper. Is it Trex Hooper? No, it's Cam Fowler. Went to the front of the JP2 net while falling. Got off a backhander that was stopped by Owen. Puck back in the Ensworth zone. Minute left in the power play for JP2. Puck in the right wing corner. Put in front. Now passed out to the blue line, and Reese Davidson now back to the left wing side, and I think Ian Sullivan with a one-timer that missed the net to Allen's right. Pass back out to the blue line, and Michael McEver. Now Sullivan. Moving out to the blue line. He'll send it back down towards the left wing corner for McEver to chase. Taken by Ensworth and cleared. 20 seconds left on the power play for JP2 now. Sullivan back into the Ensworth zone. Shot missed the net to Allen's right. Puck brought out to the slot. And a shot over the net from Reese Davidson. Now put out in front again. Cleared away by Ensworth. Penalty time against Ensworth is up. They're back at even strength. And a whistle because the Ensworth net had been knocked out of place. 3:48 to go in the second. Still 3-1. Ice Tigers. Draw is going to be to Allen's right. Won by Ensworth. Puck sent around the boards to the near side. Taken by JP2. Hugo Ford out of the blue line with a shot into traffic. But Allen sees it, stops and hangs on for the whistle. Draw will be to Allen's right. JP2 won it, then it's taken right away by Ensworth. Puck dumped into the JP2 zone. Austin Regal putting it in front from the right wing corner. Will Copeland with a backhander stopped by Owen. Now the puck trickles past the net to Owen's left. Now it's passed ahead to center. Cleared out by JP2. Right under the stick, I think, of Clayton Forbes. Now it's back in the JP2 zone. Jagger Dwyer. Sending it out to center. Into the Ensworth zone. Picked up by Forbes. Cleared out. Winston Walker. Trying to send it back into the Ensworth zone. That dump in attempt was blocked at the Ensworth blue line. Now the puck back in the JP2 end. Hugo Ford sending it back up ice. And now there's Carter Bohoric, left wing side of the Ensworth zone, going to the left wing corner, trying to pass it up to the left point and Ford. Puck on the left wing corner. Joe Hiller around the back of the net. Try to put it in front. Now the puck on the near side boards. Ensworth will clear it. Puck sliding through center back into the JP2 zone. Getting to it is Winston Walker. He'll clear it. And then the puck went off of somebody sticking to the JP2 bench. 2:02 to go in the second. Still 3-1 Ensworth. Draw's going to be on the dot in front of the JP2 bench. One by JP2, dumped into the Ensworth zone. Puck is behind the net. Ice Tigers with it. Fired down the far side to center. We're going to get a whistle. Some type of violation against JP2. I'm guessing it was a high stick because they're going to drop the puck to the left of Owen inside the JP2 zone. Draw one by the Ice Tigers. Jack Stooner behind the net. Trying to put it out in front. That pass was centering past him. Was broken up by Winston Walker. Hudson Honeybone with the puck now. Passes to the right circle and a shot from Tushke. Different horses. Stopped by Collier Owen, and then the rebound lands in the crease, and it's backhanded in by Sam Melnikov. Tushke owns different horses, took the shot from the right face-off dot. Blocker down by Owen, but it landed into the crease, and Sam Melnikov softly backhands it in to make it 4-1 Ensworth with 87 seconds to go in the second. And we're going to get a penalty against Ensworth. I think Sully Henson tripped one of the JP2 players inside the JP2 zone. I think that's Sully Henson going into the box. Yes, it is. So JP2 back to the power play, down 4-1 with 72 seconds to go in the second. Ruben Allen, won by Ensworth. Puck fired around the boards and out. All the way back into the JP2 zone. Joe Hiller will track it down. Final minute of the second. Joe Hiller behind his own net. Trying to pass it the near side. Slowed up by an Ensworth stick. Still got to the intended target, which was Reese Davidson, who nearly had the puck taken away by Trex Hooper. And Hooper does force it off him, but can't hang on to it. Hiller back into the Ensworth zone. Passes to his right. Tried to drive it back to the blue line. Intercepted. 30 seconds left of the period. Puck back in the JP2 zone on the left wing side. Saxon Clements trying to pass the slot. Nicely broken up by Davidson. He was trying to get it to Trex Hooper. Hiller brings it back into the Ensworth zone. Shot in the right circle. Turned away by Allen. And then a rebound try blocked. A minute left in the power play for JP2. Puck behind the net. Michael McEver, top of the right circle. This shot stopped by Allen. They blow the whistle with just 9/10 of a second left in the period. 48 seconds to go in the power play for JP2. Draw is going to be to Allen's left. Draws to, did I say it was to Allen's left already? One by Ensworth, and that's it for the second. Ensworth adding 3 more goals in this second period from Jack Stuner, Lucas Tarquin, and Sam Melnikov. While Jagger Dwyer got JP2 on the board. Ensworth-Lipscomb-CPA now leading JPII-MLK-GCS 4-1 after 2. I'll be back in a few seconds with the start of the third, but if you are listening on the YouTube podcast, we're going to go ahead and take you to the start of the third and final period. Ready to start the third and final period of this one. Collier Owens still in goal for JP2. Ruben Allen in goal for Ensworth for this third and final period. JP2 will carry the puck towards me. Ensworth will carry it away from me. JP2 starting this third and final period with 47 seconds of power play time carrying over. JP2 win the draw to start the third. Brought into the Ensworth zone, taken, and fired around the boards by Cam Fowler, but kept in the zone at the left point. And now to be fired out from the near side by Asher Warren. 30 seconds left in the power play for JP2. Here come the Knights back into the Ensworth zone. Joe Hiller. Around the back of the net. Puts the puck out in front of the shot. Stop. Point blank by Ruben Allen. That was Reese Davidson on that shot attempt there. And the puck fired to the other end of the ice by Lucas Tarquin. Puck on the inboards of the JP2 zone. Penalty time against JP2 is up. No, sorry, against Ensworth is up. They're back at even strength. Puck brought back into the Ensworth zone on the right wing side. Reese Davidson up against the boards. Moving out towards the middle. Shot from the top of the right circle. Stopped and held on to by Allen. 12:57 to go in the game. Still 4-1 Ensworth. Of course, this will be the last day, or I'm saying in the game when it comes to the third period. Playoffs start tomorrow night. No more ties after today. We go to OT, and if that doesn't solve it, a shootout. But for now, games can still end in ties. Draw beat Allen's left. Won by JP2. And the puck given away to Hudson Honeybone. Honeybone through center. Back into the JP2 zone on the left wing side. Oh, there's going to be a penalty against JP2. Ruben Allen to the bench for the extra attacker. Shot in the bottom of the right circle. Was turned away by Owen. Puck touched up by JP2, and there we go with the whistle. Cross-checking the call, and it's against Hugo Ford. So Ensworth back to the power play up 4-1 with 12:37 to go. In this one, have they had a power play since that first period? If you're just joining us, they were given a power play early on in the first. They dropped the puck, then blew the whistle. 1 second ticked off that penalty, and then they were given a delay of game. Okay, yeah, they have. Yeah, they did have a power play. This is their first. They had a 20-second power play early in the second. Jack Stuner scored on it with 10 seconds left. So they have had a power play. It's not a very long one as JP2 clear the puck down the ice. Hudson Honeybone picks it up. Honeybone was out of the game for a bit. Not sure what was going on there. Must have been an equipment issue. He brings the puck back into the JP2 zone on the left wing side. Goes around the back of the net. Comes out to the blue line. Passes over left circle. Oh, and it's whiffed on. Bottom of the left circle by Saxon Clements. Now Clements. Puck knocked off his stick, and JP2 will fire it down ice. Allen slows it down. Lets it softly go to the inboards, picked up by Trex Hooper. Minute left in the power play for Ensworth. Here's Hooper through center. Back into the JP2 zone on the left wing side. Hooper passes up to the blue line. Oh, Hudson Honeybone couldn't get a stick on it. Comes all the way back down, and Allen will pass it ahead to Honeybone. Honeybone. Honeybone will hand it off to Hooper. Hooper. Pass across to Honeybone at center, and he'll hand it off to Austin Regal. Regal, left wing side of the JP2 zone. Under 30 seconds left in the power play for Ensworth. Here is Saxon Clements trying to go to the front of the net. And Regal with a one-timer from the bottom of the left circle. Stopped and covered up by Owen at his right-hand side of the net. They're saying the JP2 net became dislodged anyway. 22 seconds left in the power play for Ensworth. 11 minutes to go in the game. Still 4-1 Ice Tigers. Again, after this, I'll be packing up and heading down to Bellevue for the Franklin Station Camp game. Hopefully 40 West is not clogged, so I can get there quickly and get something to eat before I head on to Bellevue. Puck at the inboards of the JP2 zone, sent around the wall and cleared out. And it'll be picked up by William Towery deep inside the Ensworth zone. Penalty time against JP2 is up. They're back at even strength, so Ensworth for their first full 2-minute power play of this one, as they are 10 minutes and 30 seconds away from a Preds Cup berth. If they win this game, they clinch a Preds Cup berth, and they will be the 6th seed, and Nolensville will take the 7. Logan Lakoff shot in the high slot, misses the net to the right of Owen. Puck back in the Ensworth zone, immediately cleared out by William Towery. Here is Lucas Tarquin back into the JP2 zone on the right wing side. Tried to put the puck in front. Intended target couldn't get to it. That was Jax Dooner. Puck at center. Dooner's going to bring it back into the JP2 zone, trying to go down the middle of the ice. Got knocked down, and Hugo Ford has it now. Cleared out by Reese Davidson on the far side. It's back in the Ensworth zone. Logan Lakoff passing it over to Towery, back across to Lakoff. We'll send it up the far side boards. Intercepted by JP2. Then it comes to William Towery, and he sends it back into the JP2 zone from the red line. He'll go to the bench for a change. Here come the Ice Tigers. Here come the Knights. Joe Hiller back into the Ice Tigers zone with a shot in the high slot that was turned away by Allen. Now Hiller with a puck again, moving out towards the blue line. Passing it to the right wing. Michael McEver's shot hit the shoulder of Allen. He was trying to roof it from near the left-hand side of the net. Puck back in the JP2 zone. Now it's out in front of the net, and a shot stopped and covered up by Owen. I think that may have been Tushke owns different horses taking a whack at it. 8:40 to go in the game, still 4-1 Ensworth. Draw in the JP2 zone, won by Ensworth. Shot in the right circle from Austin Regal, turned away by Owen. Rebound tried from the bottom of the left circle, stopped by Owen. And then another rebound is sent past the net to Owen's left. Puck out at center, Honeybone. Trying to flip it ahead, went off. Cam Fowler's skate, taken back by JP2. Sent to the front of the net by Carter Bahork. It was slowed up by the stick of Talon Gill. Stopped and covered up by Allen. 8:10 to go in the game, still 4-1 Ensworth. Draw is going to be to Allen's left. And Austin Regal kicked off the faceoff dot. Logan Green takes his place. Draw one by Ensworth. Hudson Honeybone sends the puck around the boards to the near side. JP2 take it back, get it back into the Ensworth zone. Jagger Dwyer down the left wing with a backhander, stopped by Allen, turned away by Allen. Another shot in the blue line, turned away by Allen. That was Michael McEver from the right point. Here's Austin Regal, banking it off the far boards and out to center, picked up by Logan Green. He crosses the red line and fires it into the JP2 zone. Regal's going to get to it in the right wing corner. Shoulder-to-shoulder hit with the JP2 player. They both went down, and then Honeybone got knocked down by the much shorter Jagger Dwyer. Or was it Will Emerson who hit him? I think it may have been Emerson. Emerson clearing the puck out on the far side. Picked up at center by Saxon Clements. He'll bring it right back into the JP2 zone on the left wing. Pass, tried to pass it over, and whoever that was, he had nobody in front of him at the net but Collier Owen, but he couldn't hang on to it. I think it may have been Trex Hooper. Here's Hugo Ford inside the Ensworth zone on the right wing side. Goes to the inboards. Backhands it in front. Saxon Clements takes it, clears it. Ruben Allen taking his blocker off to pull his net back into place as the puck is at the other end of the ice, and now JP2 bring it back into the Ensworth zone. David Bavis shot in the top of the left circle, stopped and held on to by Allen. 6:23 to go. Still 4-1 Ensworth. Draw is going to be to Allen's right. One by JP2, Joe Hiller around the back of the net. Comes out to the right wing side. Now he's in the left circle. A shot off Allen's right leg pad. And we get a whistle because I think the net became dislodged. Yes, it did. Net out of place. So they'll drop the puck to Allen's right again. Draw one by Ensworth. Puck sent around the boards to the far side. Held into the right point by Ian Sullivan. Tried to send it back down the wall to the right wing corner. Cleared out by William Towery. Now the puck picked up inside the JP2 zone and a shot turned away by Owen. And that Ensworth player pushed hard into the inboards. I'm not sure who it was. Didn't get a good look at the number as he is back on all fours. It's Hugo Ford going to the box for cross-checking. And now he's up on his knees. Now he's back on his feet. So Ensworth back to the power play up 4-1 with 5:55 to go. And it was Cam Fowler. Who is that player? As he steps back onto the bench. Draw to Owens left, one by Ensworth. Logan Lakoff on the right wing side, backhanding it up to the blue line, and William Towery passes it down the left wing. Back across Lakoff, who goes right back across to the left wing, and Saxon Clements sends it to the inboards to try and keep it in Ensworth's possession. Joe Hiller with it. And the puck is cleared down ice. I think it may have been Reese Davidson clearing that out, or Ian Sullivan. Puck carried back to center by Ensworth, but given away and dumped right back in by JP2. Allen backhands it over to the near side. Logan Lakoff drops it off for Lucas Tarquin. Tarquin through center, back into the JP2 zone on the right wing side. Minute left in the power play for Ensworth. Puck put in front. And a shot stopped and covered up. By Owen. I think it was Jax Dooner who got off that shot. Tarquin with a quick pass to the front of the net, and Dooner with a little flick that Owens somehow kept out of the net. 57 seconds left in the power play. 4:52 to go in the game, still 4-1. Ensworth. Draw is going to be to Owens' left. One by Ensworth. Shot in the left circle, misses the net to Owens' right. Hudson Honeybone at the blue line. Shot, score! Shot through traffic. I think it may have gone off the left shoulder of, nope. It was deflected from in front by Will Copeland. Will Copeland standing in front of the net got a tip. Don't know if it went off his hand or maybe off the shaft of his stick, but it went over the left shoulder of Owen and in, so that's a power play goal for Ensworth. Puts them up 5-1 with 4:38 to go. Copeland's a senior, right? No, he's a junior. He's a junior. JP2 with a puck. Dumped into the Ensworth zone by Carter Bahoric. Puck on the near side boards. Brought to center. I think by Sam Melnikov, and then taken back by JP2. Brought back into the Ensworth zone on the left wing side. Joe Hiller with the puck poked away by Clayton Forbes. And then cleared down ice by Sully Henson. And it goes for an icing. Ensworth player pushing to try and get to it, but he couldn't. That was Melnikov trying to get to it. 3:58 to go, 5-1 Ensworth. Draw is going to be to the right of Allen. So Ensworth, unless they have a big collapse, are going to clinch a Preds Cup berth. The last day of the regular season, they'll be the 6th seed. Nolensville will be the 7. And then that Franklin Station Camp game is going to decide who gets the last Preds Cup berth between Father Ryan and Station Camp. We'll have 4 more games to be played after this one is done. Puck dumped into the JP2 zone from center by Sully Henson. Now back the other way comes JP2. Up, offside. Jagger Dwyer went into the zone right before Larry Powell brought the puck in. Draw in front of the Ensworth bench. Tigers. Saxon Clements back in the JP2 zone on the left wing. Poked away. Puck cleared out by JP2. And we're going to have a penalty against Ensworth as Ian Sullivan got pushed down by Austin Regal. Call hooking against Regal. So JP2 back to the power play, down 5-1 with 2:51 to go. If this result holds, they will be the 4 seed for the Hein Cup, and the Outlaws will take the 3. Draw was to the left of Allen, won by Ensworth, and immediately cleared down ice by William Towery. Puck carried through center. Back into the Ensworth zone. Joe Hiller with a shot in the left circle off the left leg pad of Allen. And Logan Lakoff will bank the puck hard off the glass. It came right back to him. He's able to clear it out on the second attempt. Now the puck turned over to Ensworth inside the JPII zone. A backhander from Saxon Clements, stopped by Owen. Then he stopped his rebound try as well. It's Trex Hooper. Puck coming up to the left point. Lakoff trying to hold it in. Taken out by JP2. Minute left in the power play for them. Puck in front of the Ensworth net and unable to hang on to it was Reese Davidson. He had Logan Lakoff all over him. Davidson across to the left point. Annie and Sullivan. Now Joe Hiller, top of the left circle, a shot off the left leg pad of Allen. Sorry, right leg pad. 30 seconds left in the power play for JP2. Puck out at center. Saxon Clements with it. Brings it into the JP2 zone on the right wing side. Drops it back. Trex Hooper had it knocked away. Hooper looking for a senior night goal. Joe Hiller with a puck. Has it taken off for a moment by Asher Warren. Inside the final minute of the game now as Warren clears it down ice. Penalty time against Ensworth is up. They're back at even strength. Puck in the left wing corner. Cleared out by JP2. Here is Hudson Honeybone. Honeybone carrying it to center. 30 seconds left in the 30 seconds left in the game. Honeybone sends the puck to the end boards. That's carried back to center by JP2. Brought back into the Ensworth zone. Hugo Ford can't hang on to it. Gets it back in the left wing corner. Pinned into the near side boards. Puck comes up to the left point. Dumped into the right wing corner. And that's going to do it. Ensworth-Lipscomb-CPA clinch a Preds Cup berth on the final night of the regular season. And they will be the 6th seed as they beat JPII-MLK-GCS. Five to 1. Ensworth-Lipscomb-CPA finished the regular season 9-5-1. JP2 finished 4-9-2. Yep, you're in, and you'll be the 6th. You're the 6th seed.
So who's 7 and 8?
Nolensville is 7, and then Father Ryan or Station Camp. One of those two.
Okay. All right. We'll be seeing you.
So Ensworth will face the 3 seed. On Wednesday night at 8:30 here on Rink B. Me type all this out. I got a lot to type out. I got quite a bit to do here before I can head out. I got a few. All right, so the goal scorers in this one, Jagger Dwyer had the only goal for JP2. The goal scorers for Ensworth, Jax Dooner, Lucas Tarqueen, Sam Melnikoff, and Will Copeland. I'm going to give player of the game to any senior player who had a point. So Hudson Honeybone gets a piece for scoring a goal. Jax Dooner gets a piece for scoring a goal. Trex Hooper had an assist, so he'll get a piece of the Player of the Game award. Cam Fowler had an assist. He'll get a piece of it. Hudson Honeybone had 3 assists actually. But I'm still doing the. So Player of the Game will be split between Jax Dooner, Cam Fowler, Trex Hooper, Hudson Honeybone. As Ensworth win this one 5-1. They will finish 6th in the regular season table, be the 6th seed for the Preds Cup. They finish 9-5-1. JPII-MLK-GCS will finish 12th in the table at 4-9-2. They will be the 4th seed for the Hein Cup. Outlaws will be the 3. And there you have it. There you have it. All right. I'm going to wrap up here, but before I do, I want to send an on-air shout-outs to John and Leslie Hooper, parents of Trex Hooper, and Jacqueline and McLean Towery, parents of William Towery. They purchased our package of perks on our Buy Me a Coffee page. They get their name in the GNASH newsletter, which is published almost daily. They're going to get this in any and all Ensworth games I cover. They're getting a shout-out for this, on-air shout-out for this in any and all Ensworth games I cover, and they're going to get this in any and all Ensworth games I cover as downloadable MP3s. Full season memberships have been suspended. It wouldn't be fair to make you pay $20 just to be listed in the newsletter or $40 for a package of perks when the season's only going to last another month. So I have introduced playoff-only packages for those of you who have not jumped on that gate yet, or jumped at that opportunity yet. So playoff only memberships, $7.50 to just have your name listed in the newsletter, and the package of perks is $15. There is no monthly payment for this. It's only for the playoffs. $15 package of perks, same as full season. Name and listed in the newsletter, on-air shout-outs for any and all games I cover for the team you support, and getting downloadable MP3s of any and all the games I broadcast to the team that you support. Go to buymeacoffee.com/Mid10Sportsnet, BUYMEACOFFE.com/MIDTNSPORTSNET. And on the top right-hand corner of the page, where you can donate any amount, either type in $7.50 or $15, and that'll be your payment for the playoff-only memberships. If you are a full-season member, your membership is good for the whole season. You don't have to pay for this playoff-only membership. All right, still to come tonight. 6:30 here on Rink B at Centennial. Brentwood against Rampage. That'll decide seeds 6 and 7 for the Hine Cup. Also at 6:30 down in Bellevue, Indy taking on NBA senior night for the Big Red. 8:15 here on Rink B at Centennial. Page Summit taking on the Outlaws, senior night for the Outlaws. And then at 8:15, also at 8:15, down in Bellevue in the Chris Franklin taking on Station Camp, senior night for Station Camp. That's where I'm headed. Pregame at 8:05 because a lot of things have happened with Franklin over the last few weeks. That's why pregame for that one is 10 minutes. I got to talk about it. But yeah, final score in this one. Ensworth-Lipscomb-CPA 5, JPII-MLK-GCS 1, Ensworth-Lipscomb-CPA clinch a Preds Cup berth. Talk to you at 8:05 down in Bellevue for Franklin and Station Camp. Bye for now from Centennial.